Hey, draw a box that's 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch. And now, maybe I want to move around a little bit and see stuff. First, you do not have to look at all 4 windows. If you double click on the label for a window, it will maximize that window.
Where you go ahead again?
Double click
If you double
prospective.
click on the word that is the label of the window, click on it twice. If you click on it twice again, it'll go back to the 4 viewports. You can mess up your viewports real bad. Here I have my 4 viewports. I'm gonna see it when I go to the line between them. I can rearrange their sizes and shapes and stuff. Hey, you can mess all this junk up. Great. You can zoom using your little zoomy scrolly wheel on your mouse, and it will zoom towards wherever you are pointing. If
Right.
you, yes.
So unlike SketchUp, the area for Rhino is limited.
It's not actually limited. The grid you have is 8 feet by 8 feet,
Okay.
but it's not actually limited. And you can change that grid and stuff, but I prefer you not,
Right.
because again, you're not making anything that doesn't fit in it.
Right.
So if I can't find the grid, if I can't see the grid when I'm looking at your model's too big, or it's in New Jersey or something. And it helps me quickly diagnose what your problem is. Oh, it's not printing because you modeled it in New Jersey. And digital machines will try to work in New Jersey, even though they're located in Baltimore. They really just do whatever you tell them to do. Alright, so I messed up these viewports, and I want to fix them. The button up here, the 4 viewports button, if I just left click on that button, it'll fix the 4 windows. But if let me mess it up some more, notice that I can't find my model. I have disappeared it into space and whatnot. Right clicking on that bottom, on that same button, will fix the 4 windows and zoom to the extents of your model in all 4 windows. I like to call it the magical find my way home button. It saves me a lot of scrolling and panning. But now let's talk about panning. Panning is moving the camera side to side, around, and stiff. Right click, hold the right click button down and move your mouse around. It behaves differently in the perspective view. When you do it in the perspective view, it orbits. Okay, so show all 4 viewports.
How do you do that?
Just double click on the label or review the video.
Okay.
Alright, so if you right click, don't worry about those buttons. Just right click and drag in that window.
Right.
Right click and drag.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And do the same thing over here. And you can orbit around that in the 3D view. I do not recommend orbiting in your front, right, and side views there. Your orthogonal views, leave them orthogonal. If you orbit, if you go up and pick the orbit button, you're never going to be able to see the thing from the front again without fixing it. And it'll skew things and make it weird. And think of these like you drafted these perspectives before, right? Think of them like those drafted drawings. Don't orbit those. Orbit around in the perspective view. Alright, so anyway, you can get around, you can scroll, you can move the camera and stuff. Great. On the right side of your screen here, over here on the right, are 4 tabs. Those 4 tabs are Properties, Layers, Display Properties, and Help. Hey, the Help tab is awesome. Because if I pick this tool, the Help tab will tell me what it's for and how to use it. So I have a constant source of how do I do this. There are also lots of excellent tutorials under help in the top menu. You can go to help and what's that called? Learn Rhino. There are tutorials on the web, there are books about Rhino, and there's training you can pay for. I recommend playing with software. This should be your new Xbox now. Don't mess around with some stupid game where you're just shooting people. Play with AutoCAD and Revit and SketchUp and Rhino and Illustrator and Photoshop and every other piece of software you've ever heard of. Those should be your video
Let me see how
games.
you get it on the side.
And they actually are for me. I sit
So how
around
you
my
get it on the
house
side?
drinking, typing commands.
No,
and
it
go,
tells you
"What
how to
the
do
hell
it."
is that?"
These are the commands that just draw a solid box.
I often do this.
This
I
thing didn't
just
pop up?
type like the letter V and see what turns up.
Right
It
click
drops
and
down
then
every
do
command that
toolbar.
starts with the letter V. And I can look at those and go, I have no idea what all of those do.
Right click, like on the side there. No, on the side of your thing, like right here.
Yeah, really, I have no idea what any of those do. I think volume measures the volume of stuff.
Yeah.
That being said, play with stuff. We have a box. It is shaded right now. Over here in the tabs, I'm going to go to the Properties tab. This is very important. You need this piece of information. You must have closed it. Go to Panels.
I was gonna say try to
All the way at the top, Render Panels.
ask him how you get it there.
Object Properties. Do not rearrange Rhino. You can rearrange Rhino until it's useless. You can change anything. You can change the screen colors and the way it views stuff and where the windows are and where the properties layers are and stuff like that. And I'm not going to be able to tell you what to do if I don't recognize the program you're using. So try not to rearrange these things on purpose. A lot of things we'll have to literally uninstall and reinstall Rhino to correct. So anyway, like you can kill the toolbars.
You know, sometimes they don't open up bad, yeah. That's another great thing about Rhino. If ever you think about something, all you gotta do is, like, when toolbars don't come up, just type in the toolbars. You have to restart the software, but
Right.
great thing about Rhino.
Yeah, and it'll usually it's like got a built-in thesaurus. You type in the wrong word, it's gonna go, hey, do you mean that word?
Something like that? Yeah.
And the drop-down list will be what you were looking for. Alright, so anyway, in the Properties tab, when I select my object, it tells me what kind of object it is. This is a closed extrusion. For our purposes, there is no difference between a closed extrusion and what we're about to turn it into, which is just an irritating aspect that came with Rhino 5. Okay, so it's closed. That's good. Closed means I can 3D print it. Closed means that all of the joints of the surfaces that make up this box are glued together accurately, and this thing is solid, watertight, closed. There are many other words that mean the same thing in different programs, but what it means is there is a clear definition of what is the inside and what is the outside of this object. It's closed, so everything inside of it is the inside, and everything outside of it is the outside. If it were open, there's no definition of which is which. If there's a hole in it, it converts it into a two-dimensional object. And we're actually going to poke a hole in it right now for fun by exploding it. Hey, we're going to explode it with the yellow explodey button, or type the word explode. And the object properties now tells you that that is 6 open surfaces. Those are not 3D printable, they're open. There's no inside or outside, there's no third dimension. You now have 6 two-dimensional objects in 3-dimensional space. The 3D printer will not be able to figure out how to print it because it can't figure out what the inside of that two-dimensional surface is. If it is drawn precisely like I made a cube and I exploded it, so it's drawn precisely. I didn't draw 6 surfaces that are sloppy and overlapped in weird ways. They're perfect. I can select them again and hit join, which is next to explode, and that will join them into one closed poly surface. Now for the most part, poly surfaces is what we're talking about here. Extrusions and poly surfaces are kind of different names for like the same stuff. They're closed, solid objects. Alright, so hit explode. Select object to explode. You gotta read the command prompt every time you do anything.
Okay.
And then press enter when done. You gotta read the command prompt every time you do anything. So you have to hit enter to execute things.
Okay.
Okay. And it works both ways. You can select first and then activate commands, so you can activate commands and then the command will ask you to select. And if you're confused about what is happening to you, remember that every time you click on everything, you really need to read that dude up there. See what it says, the command prompt thing. See what it says. If something's not working right, you're probably in another tool or you haven't finished the last tool. And it's sitting there waiting for you to execute. Or hit enter. Alright, so hey, we exploded it, and then we joined it, just to talk about open and close. Now we're gonna explode it again, because I wanna get rid of a piece of it. So I exploded it, and then I selected the top of it, and I'm just gonna hit delete on the keyboard and delete the top. We'll take a look inside this object, see that it's a box with no lid. And I can join this back together, and now it's all welded, glued at the seams and stuff. But it's open and it is not 3D printable.
So if you deleted before, it would delete your whole
Right, because you would have when it was all one thing, selecting it would select the whole thing and delete the whole thing. So I took it apart into its components and eliminated a component. So that I can talk about thickness. Although I have what appears to be a 3-dimensional box in 3-dimensional space, the walls have no thickness. We're going to create thickness by creating an offset. So I'm going to select my box here, and then I'm going to go to solid and offset. So solid is in the top drop-down menus, and offset is there. You can type the command, it's called offset surface. They abbreviate surface with the letters SRF. So it would be offset SRF. Or go to solid and offset because we want to create a solid offset and it's easy for me to remember it that way. So I go to solid offset and a bunch of bizarre arrows appear on my screen. Click on your object, and enter. So
Still
before you
recording
do
it
that,
just in case.
select it all and join
Still
it.
recording it just in case something goes wrong.
And then select it all. Join it together. Join it as 2 puzzle pieces like that. Here's the directionality of the surface. Those are called the surface normals. Great. They can be abnormal. It is possible to take a closed cube and turn it inside out. The 3D printer will not like you for that. It is possible to build objects where some of the surfaces' directionality faces the outside and some of the surfaces that are supposed to face the outside face the inside. And the 3D printer will not like that. Alright, it's only showing it to us now because it wants to know which direction we want to add thickness. And I want to add it inward. I want my cube, when I'm done, to be 1 inch by 1 inch. So I'm going to choose up in the command prompt here. See, the command prompt's got a bunch of options sitting in it now. Rather than open a separate dialog window for everything, it just puts in options in the command prompt. Choose flip all up there, and all your arrows will turn around the other way. Great. So that option just executes when you pick it. But distance, if I hit enter right now, the thing's going to offset 1 inch. Because that's the default value. I don't want 1. So I'm going to click on distance. The command prompt now is waiting for me to type in my new distance. It's going to be 0.05. hit enter, I am only executing that change in an option. So I need to hit enter again to execute the command. And I got that box with thickness. Hey, I got thickness. I was already aware of that. Yay, thickness. So now I have a open form, an open object that is actually a closed polysurface. I know that bit of logic right there is important though. This box is an open object, I can put stuff in it, but it's made of solid objects that are a closed polysurface. Why do I say that? Because it's one of the things I repeatedly try to explain all day, every day. Well, it's open. Well, it's supposed to be open, it's a building. No, but you have to close your opens. Alright, close things. Alright, this is more complicated than you're actually gonna do to 3D print. I just want to show you more than one tool before I walk away from it. So, what you're actually going to be printing are the masses of the buildings you've designed, and that is just the boxes. And you're just going to draw boxes at the right sizes and stack them on top of each other in the right places. But, to jump ahead a little bit, hey, I really want to live in this box and it's going to need a door. So in order to put a door in the wall, I'm going to have to make a hole. So I'm going to make a hole. In order to do that, I'm going to need to draw it first. I'm going to need to draw a two-dimensional rectangle. So I picked the rectangle tool over here. That is rectangle from opposite diagonal corners. And then I'm going to go to the front view because I want to put the hole in the front. And I'm going to draw my rectangle by clicking the two opposite diagonal corners to draw this here rectangle. Alright, directionality. I want it to face that way. I'm going to draw it from the right window. You can draw everything in a perspective view, kind of like SketchUp, but directionality can get a little more confusing up in there. And then, hey, if I wanted to put the hole through the building in the other direction, I would draw it in the side view, right? Not that I'm going to do it, I just wanted to say it. So, I want to use that rectangle I just drew to make a hole. I have now said the name of the command like 12 times. Make hole. I really like the make holes tool. It's all one word, make hole.
Pretty straightforward.
And the command prompts me to select the surface I want to make the hole in. I'm going to, you didn't finish offset yet.
I know. I have a problem.
Yeah.
I tried to type in.
The prompt wants me to select the surface or polysurface. I'm going to click on my box from the front view, the direction I want to do this in. And then I'm just going to hit enter. And it poked a hole right through the whole place. I got two holes in this box. One in the front, one in the back. You can do that with better control by typing in a number for a distance, or mousing a distance and going, I only want to make my hole through that one wall right there.
Can you go back?
Can't go back because I don't got a hole. Yeah.
Alright, did you draw a rectangle?
Drew a rectangle.
Select it,
Okay.
and then type the word make hole. It's all one word. And then, in the front view there, once you do make hole, you're in the middle of it, so I'm gonna wait for you. You're gonna make hole, there you go. Select the surface you wanna make a hole in. You're gonna need to click on the line of that surface because it's not shaded. So click on it anywhere there's a line in that view. Click on the line anywhere on that object, on the line. There you go. Alright, and then if you look at the top view, you should be able to use your mouse to control how deep it's going. Or you can just hit enter. Ah, but what did you click?
These ones.
So,
So you're gonna need to do make hole again. Also, you did not join your surfaces before you offset them. What's wrong with your model? You did something wrong. I'm gonna move it. Damn it. Here's why I like the hole tools in Rhino. Because I can move the hole. I don't have to redraw the box. I don't have to draw surfaces where the hole is. I can just use the move hole command. And that's what I'm gonna type. Move hole. And then it asks me to select the hole to move. Hey, this is an important bit right here. Let me maximize this. When I click right there, Rhino does not understand which thing I'm trying to pick. So I clicked on this edge of this hole and make hole, and I got the selection menu. Selection menu is trying to help you out. You just clicked on 4 different things. Which one did you want? Well, let's look at that in the perspective view for a second. I picked this, and the perspective view is highlighting which one it is. And when I move through the selection menu, what I have picked moves around. I need to click on the one I want. I want to pick the front one. I just need to say, hey, that one. Because clearly I wasn't specific enough the first time. I need to press enter because I'm done selecting my holes.
Wait.
Because you can move multiple holes simultaneously. You want me to undo and go back again?
So I'm not getting like arrow, I'm just getting like curve and poly surface.
You
Curve.
have to draw a rectangle.
On
You have
the
to
selection
make a
menu.
hole.
So the poly surface has the hole in it.
Actually,
Well, that poly
actually,
surface selects the
make
whole
rectangle
thing.
First.
Did you type make
So
hole?
click on the rectangle.
Make hole. Move hole.
Move hole.
No, right there.
This?
No.
Type
Right
it in.
there.
Move hole.
Then you make a
It says select
the hole.
holes in one planar surface.
It's select objects to move.
Alright, you typed move, not move hole.
You can
and
make
then
hole.
you click make a hole.
So the move command, also very important, and the move hole command is kind of teaching you the same logic, which is you are going to have to use these to accurately move stuff. You can drag things around.